Okay, we're joined by Tulane head coach Ron Hunter. Coach, congratulations on the win and on advancing. We'll take an opening statement from you, please, then we'll open up to questions.
I'm really proud of our kids. I said at halftime, it's probably a great game to watch. I thought it was very entertaining in that regard, but coaching that game was man, it was a dogfight. I thought Tulsa played really well. I thought they made some great adjustments versus our matchup, but ultimately I thought our defense was really good. But just proud of these kids, man. All the things that we've gone through all year, and we could have quit a number of times. One of the youngest teams in the country. I ended up starting 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores today. And boy, these kids just fought. We got down early, and we were able to fight our way through it. I thought Jordan Walker made some great plays, but I thought the key to the game was RJ. I thought RJ did a great job for us. He had some big shots. Defensively, he was a monster. And so he just played, he played big. And so I'm just proud of these kids, man. They've done everything I've asked, and we look forward to playing this game tomorrow.
We'll take questions for Coach Hunter, please. Just use the raise hand feature on Zoom to get in the queue, and we'll go to your questions in order. We'll start with Mitch Davis, please.
Coach, you're no stranger to exciting March Madness moments. Coach, talk about what you told your young team down the stretch. I know you guys called a timeout late in the game. There was about a minute or 2 left. What did you tell your guys to push them past that finish line?
Well, you know, one of the things I wanted to make sure is that we were relaxed. And right on the bus after dinner last night, I asked RJ McGee, I said, hey, what city are we in? And RJ said, we're in Santa Fe. And so I knew right then we were a little tight. So it was important. He didn't even know we were in Dallas, Texas, or Fort Worth, wherever we're at. So, but it's just keeping these guys loose. You know, my staff and I, we've been here before, but for the most part, I think every one of my team, this is really the first conference tournament game these kids have really played in. I don't think we've had one guy that's played in a conference tournament game. And so for them to win that game, man, was really impressive, and to do it in that style. And we played some veteran guards. We played a good basketball team today and beat a good team. So, you know, our program's progressing, and we look forward to that challenge tomorrow.
We'll go next to Ed Daniels, please.
Hey, Ron, do you think a year ago you would have any chance to win a game like this? And do you think that's kind of a bar as far as how far you've come, maybe?
Yeah, no question. You know, last year it was just about just trying to establish a foundation, and we were able to recruit some good players, and we got a great foundation. And everything we've been through this year helped us. You got to understand, I think 8 of our last 10 games or 9 of our last 11, I'm not sure how I went, has been on the road. So all we've done are play road games. And so I thought it's toughened us up. You know, we had a lot of close games. We had some, you know, the COVID hit us. We had a lot, everything they can imagine hit this team hit us. We've had point where we flew into cities and didn't play. We've had bad weather and situations. So this group has had absolutely everything that can happen. And what it's done is toughen us up. And I've said before, you know, beat us now, because in the future, these kids are going to be. And
athlete at 6'10", 6'11". I think
we can go back to Mitch Davis for the next question, please.
Coach, follow up on that. Coach, just talk about how good it felt to be out there playing March Madness basketball, because this time last year, obviously, conference tournament was canceled, NCAA tournament was canceled. Coach, just talk about how good it felt for you and your guys to go out there and play loose. Well,
I'll be honest with you, from a personal level, it for me, it felt great, man. I 6 weeks, I was really struggling. You know, I had COVID, and it was hard. I mean, it was really hard. I did a terrible job of coaching. I wasn't good to my kids in regards to when you're that sick. So I'm blessed to be able to, and that's what I told the kids before the game, regardless of what happened, man, it's a blessing for us to be able to play today. We survived something that was really terrible and bad. And so I hope in my lifetime that we never have to go through this again. So we felt this was a blessing to be able to play. And so I love these kids, man. You know, this is actually, you know, I've had some great wins in my program, and everybody knows with my son and everything, but this ranks in one of the top 2 or 3 wins that I've ever had in my career. And the reason is because I know what these kids have been through, and nothing can explain that. And so for me, I'm so happy for them. And for me, I'll never forget this day. We'll continue to win in this program. But for me, personally, this is one of the best wins that I've experienced because of what these kids had gone through. And you know, again, no one expects us to win. And the guys always talk about, they see on ESPN, every game we've played really since December, we've been an underdog. And our guys, they see that stuff on TV. We'll be an underdog tomorrow, but we're going to come and fight. And that's what I love about this group.
Go back to Ed Daniels for the next one, please.
Yeah. Thank you. Coach, I know during the season you said maybe we shouldn't be playing, but after today, are you glad you've changed your stance on that a little bit?
You know, I was taking serious drugs when I was sick, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about here. I've always wanted to play every game, man. So I don't know what you're talking about. Must have been something, somebody else, probably Coach McCallum, but I always wanted to play, No, seriously, man, this is, my feeling on that. And my big thing is that when I bring these kids on this campus, every parent trusts me with their kids. Just like I had to coach my son, so I understand that. And that's a big burden. That's a big burden that I win or loss, I have to trust. These are my kids. And so I was afraid for them and I was afraid for me, to be honest with you. And so that was my reason for it. But what got us through it, I'll be honest with you, is I think that there was nowhere else in the country that I could have been. I think Tulane was unbelievable in the way they handled this thing in regards to COVID and the whole deal. A lot of places didn't handle it very well. And the support I got and my players got during that time made this a little bit easier for us.
Other questions for Coach? Go to Gary Smith, please.
I came in a little late, so you might have already addressed it, but Jordan Walker, he's been time and time again, he's been talking about not being able to finish games, holding himself accountable to. Today, he kind of finished it himself, the way he took over down the stretch. Just what did you think of his performance?
We don't have a ton of experience on this team, and Jordan's really the only one we've got, and I thought he was outstanding. I thought he made big plays, and so and one of the things that I do is I coach him hard when he's jelly, because I don't like coaching jelly. I love coaching Jordan Walker. Today, Jordan Walker showed up, but when jelly is playing, I got some issues with jelly, so I got to be able to separate the two. Today, Jordan Walker showed up. Now what I've got to do is I got to bring Jordan Walker back tomorrow night, and Jordan and Jelly can't get on the bus. Jelly will not be on the hotel or the bus, but when he's Jordan Walker, he's really special. And it's funny because I told him that at the beginning of the year, he has to be Jordan Walker. The jelly thing it should be gone. But I thought he was really good, and for the most part on both ends. And again, he's got to play 37, 38 minutes for us to do that.
Yeah. And Tulsa hit a ton of threes early. A lot of them were from pretty long distance. Did you have to just live with that going by their stats? Because certainly in the second half they came back to the norm.
Yeah, I told our guys I thought they did a good job. They made an adjustment early. They went small. They played two bigs the first time we played, and they went small. And they made some shots normally that they wouldn't make. And I told the guys, listen, I didn't think we played well in the first half. It was a 4-point game. And I said, we've been a great second half team all year. And I said, let our defense catch up into this game, because I didn't think our defense started off, but it caught up in the game. And we were able to play much better in the second half. And I think we only gave up 29 points, in that second half, and that's much more like our defense.
And I think you're 18-2 now in first rounds and first games in conference tournaments. I know you said that put a little pressure on you the other day, but just how good a feeling is it to be able to have that? I mean, have that kind of success at the opening of tournaments.
18-2.
I believe so, in your career.
Did you say I'm a really good coach? I didn't hear you. No, man, listen, that has nothing to do with me. I do think that we've got a formula, and I don't tell many people. We have a formula that we use in conference tournaments, and so we will apply that. I thought we were ready to play in the conference tournament last year. We kind of changed things up a little bit, and again, I won't get into the things that we do. But we do have a little formula that we use, and I thought the kids were ready to play, but that had nothing to do with me. I had great teams at Georgia State. I've got a really good team that's turned into a great team here. That's all the kids, man, and my staff. My staff did a great job today. Absolutely great job of preparing us for this game.
Let me just take a couple more. We'll go to Bubba Rosenbaum, please.
Congrats on the win, Coach. A close ball game like this, a couple things really jumped off the stat sheet at me. 19 out of 23 from the free throw line, and also 7 turnovers. So talk about those two areas.
Hey, that's what we do all year, man. And if you've seen us play good, bad, or ugly, we don't turn the ball over, and we're one of the better free throw teams in the country. And when you do the little things, you give yourself a chance to win. We talk about building a foundation in our program. If you know anything about my teams that I've had in the past, I lose my mind on a lot of things, but I really lose my mind on turnovers. You cannot play for me and turn the ball over, and our guys understand that. And then secondly, this is the best free throw shooting team I've had in 30 years. These guys, they step up. I wish I could say that's something that we do, but that's something they believe in. Our defense is good. So, again, that's what's carried us. That's what's going to carry us as we grow. Playing good defense, don't turn the ball over, and make free throws. And you're going to give yourself a chance every single night. And our guys have bought into that.
Okay, we'll go to Ed Daniels next and then close it with Mitch Davis. Ed, go ahead.
Thank you. Coach, no insight on anything that you do in the conference tournament. I know you just alluded to it. You can't give us maybe a little sliver of something that you might think changes at this time of year that helps you get a little better?
Only Ed Daniels would ask me again about something I said I wasn't going to tell him. Ed, you are good, man. That's why I love you, man. You are really, really good. Let's just say that the kids are a little bit more relaxed, and so I'm an intense guy, and playing for me, they understand that. So I did promise them at the beginning of the game that I would sit the whole game for 40 minutes. I don't know how long it lasted, to be honest with you. Probably not very long, but there's just some things. It's about trying to get these guys relaxed and ready to play. It won't be about the physical part tomorrow. It's all going to be about the mental part. I've got to get these guys ready mentally, and I'll have them ready mentally. But I won't go into all the little details, the little things that we do. But I will tell you this. It doesn't start at the conference tournament. It doesn't start at the conference tournament. This is something that we start a long time ago. You're a good coach. You have your kids ready and playing their best basketball in March. And that's something that I had to learn early as a head coach. I didn't do that early, but that's something in the last 8, 9, 10 years I've done a better job with. And so I'll leave it at that. Thank you for that question, Ed. But I want you guys to talk to Jordan. I want you to talk to Jordan Walker. Do not talk to Jelly. Jelly cannot come up here. Please only talk to Jordan Walker. Ask Jordan Walker any questions you want, and do not ask Jelly anything. I got to go. Thanks, guys. God bless you.
Thank you, Coach.
How you doing, guys?
Okay, we'll take questions now for Jordan Walker, please. Please let's raise your hand in the Zoom, and we'll take them. We'll start with Mitch Davis.
I can't hear.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. I got it unmuted there. Congratulations on the win. I got to ask you about you guys' love for each other. You guys really seem to really truly love each other and be each other's brother's keeper. And Coach kind of talked about it in his press conference. Talk about that love you guys have, because it's infectious. Watching it on TV, watching you guys in person, it's infectious to watch you guys truly love each other and be each other's brother's keeper.
Well, me, like every program I've been to, that's how I've been, especially the winning programs from high school to my first year to coming here. Like I've always been a part of a family, and me, myself, I'm a family man, so that's what I try to preach to the team in the beginning of the season, and everyone bought in. No one, you know what I'm saying? And obviously some people want to play more than others, but like at the end of the day, like we just love each other and we brothers at the end of the day. And I tell them every time in practice, if no one else believes in you, I do, because that's honestly how I feel. And it's not about this basketball thing, it's about life, because 20 years down the line, 10 years down the line, like I want to be able to call them, they come to my wedding, or, you know what I'm saying, that we be able to call each other, talk to each other about times we've had. And you know what I'm saying, this thing goes by fast. This basketball stuff goes by fast. I was just a freshman and I'm a senior in the classroom, but a junior on the court, so I just say, like, at the end of the day, like, it's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than basketball.
Other questions? Go to Gary Smith, please.
Jordan, we've kind of been doing the same interview for the last couple of months after the game, and the frustration has been etched on your face about couldn't finish. How great does it feel to finish as well as you did today?
Oh man, I think we had at least 8, 9 conversations like this, but it feels amazing. It feels amazing, and I'm not saying our work is finished yet, because we got a long way to go. We got a good Houston team coming up, so we got to prepare for that. But we just bought into what Coach Hunter said, and like he said it's the little things. At the end of the game, we made free throws. We didn't turn it over, and we stayed to the game plan that Coach put us in from the jump, and that's all you can ask for to give us a chance to win.
They hit a lot of 3-point shots in the first half, which is uncharacteristic for their numbers. Did you just feel like that if you kept playing pretty much the same way, just that the game would turn a little bit and they'd start?
We don't get rattled by that stuff. Not at all. Coach Hunter, we more scared of Coach Hunter than people making threes. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when people making threes and when people playing good, it's okay. Every team goes on runs. This basketball stuff is a game of runs. You know what I'm saying? You just got to flow through it. Because sooner or later, you're going to come out and get the biggest run. And that's what happened to us.
We'll go to Ed Daniels next, please.
Yeah, Jordan, Coach loves to play mind games with you. What did he tell you before this game, buddy?
He didn't really talk to me before this game. Me and him, we don't really – before games, we don't really talk like that. Like, he holds me to a higher standard than a lot of everybody on the team. So he thinks that I'm supposed to already know what I'm supposed to do. and do what I'm supposed to do. So he just feels as though like he don't really need to talk to me before games. He just mostly the only thing he really tells me is just go play the way you know how to play. All he really tells me.
If I could follow up, please. Did you hear him when he said that this is one of the biggest wins he's ever had? And when,
Yes.
if you did, what did you think of that?
I put a huge smile on my face. Absolutely. Coach Hunter, him saying that this is one of the biggest wins he's ever had, and that big March Madness win that everyone knows about when his son hit the game winner, he's saying that this is up there with that one. I think that's unbelievable. To play for a coach, such a winning coach, not just only the country, but I don't mean to say this before, like the Black community as well. And him saying that this is one of the best games he's ever coached in, that feels amazing to me. I don't even know how to describe it into words.
Any more questions for Jordan? All right, Jordan, we'll let you go back to the locker room. Thanks so much.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, we're joined by Tulsa head coach Frank Haith. Coach, this time we'll ask for an opening statement before we open up to questions, please.
Thank you. Obviously, very disappointed in the outcome. I thought our guys, for the most part, competed. Walker made some really, really tough shots down the stretch. Young man Ferguson had a career game. I mean, he shoots 20% from three. He makes 3 threes. But our live ball turnovers hurt us. I mean, we had 17 points off our turnovers, and it's tough to win when because I thought our defense wasn't terrible, but they got a lot of breakaway open buckets from our turning the ball over. So tough game for us.
Coach, you had I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was to say, just you have to get in the queue for questions, just use the raise hand feature in your chat. We want to start with Kelly Hines, please, from the Tulsa World, if we could.
Frank, you talked the other day about late game situations and how that's been an issue for you guys. Why do you think that's been the case? It seems like maybe guys are anxious in the last few minutes.
I thought, Kelly, we took some really tough shots, and then we couldn't really contain Walker. And then once he got going, he threw some tough shots in, and you could just see our guys being deflated on the court because we've seen that before. And that's when you got to bow your backs and you got to have a little toughness, and you got to fight through those things. And we didn't do a good job with that, and that's kind of been the case for the most part.
We'll go next to Mitch Davis, please.
Coach, I want to ask you about the struggles that everybody has faced this year with COVID. How exhausting was this season, possibly compared to the rest of the seasons in your coaching tenure? And Coach, how do we move forward as a college basketball landscape into the future post-pandemic?
Well, I think, great question. I think this year is really, it hits every team or every program, every university differently. And it's caused us to be able to adjust. And I know this time last year when there was a pause when we won the league and we missed out on an opportunity to play in postseason. And, as the months mounted up, we didn't know we were going to have a college basketball season. So the fact we had one, but there were so many things that really derailed any kind of fluid season. And I give these kids a lot of credit because they had to endure a lot, not a normal college experience, not being with friends, not being able to, and our program, our kids did a great job of following the CDC rules and what we asked them to do. So that's tough. I was always worried about our mental situation with our guys and how they were handling it. And I thought we did a good job of communicating with them. But as we're moving forward, hopefully and prayerfully that, the vaccines, I think, are helping and in terms of us getting back to some normalcy. And hopefully that's coming here sooner rather than later.
We'll go next to Cayden McFarland, please.
Coach, with regard to, the finish of the season, the last 12 games, 6 weeks or whatever it was, Obviously you mentioned, some of the delays, the COVID cancellations and things like that, that had to be difficult, but why do you think this team never did continue making the kind of progress you probably hoped for? What do you make of the way you finished the year?
Well, disappointed, Cayden. I mean, I don't shy away from, it's one of my toughest years of my career. And, there's a lot of factors there, if I would just be specific about basketball things, but, there's a lot of things that affect your basketball play with this season. But if I could eliminate all of that stuff and just talk about what I felt like we didn't do, we didn't have great mental toughness because we didn't handle adversity well. And at times that showed. I think we have good leadership, but we just weren't able to get ourselves back off the floor. And you saw that time and time again. And our post play wasn't very good. I will say that has to be better going forward. Like you playing a team like today, you can't settle for just shooting threes. We made those threes in the first half, but we needed some production out of our post guys. And that wasn't very good. So we got to get better there. But just overall mental toughness. But that's easy for me. That's hard for me to say because of all the factors with this season, that maybe affected us. Some teams were able to do it better than others. And I said that early in the year, there'll be some teams that will handle this season very well and have a really good year. But there'll be some teams that won't handle it very well. And I think we're one of those teams. You look at how we got started when because I thought the league, when we started, our 7 out of 10 games were on the road to start the year. And we were 6-4, so we're sitting pretty. I thought we're in good shape. Then we come home and we struggled. We didn't play well at home. I looked at a stat, the 4 teams that didn't have home fans. I think they're 8-22, and that's tough. So I thought we lost some mojo from our guys. We lost some pop. We lost some confidence. And with that stretch there, we lost our confidence. We really didn't have that gritty and toughness to be able to get it back. And I just felt like you could just see it in our guys. They were fighting hard to get it back, but we didn't defend as well we did early on. I mean, like today, it's hard to defend when you turn the ball over that many times and they scored in transition. But that was a stat that I looked at. We didn't defend very well as we were early in the season. And so that's kind of a lot of stuff, but that's basketball related and situational.
Okay, we can take 2 more. We have Bruce Howard from Tulsa Radio Network.
Coach, in the first half, you were 9 of 16 from 3. And in the second half, you shot another 16, but obviously didn't make nearly as many. Did they make any adjustments, or was it just you were still getting good shots and missing them?
Well, we missed some of those, Bruce, but I think we could have driven the ball a little bit better. We had a little bit more time. We only took 3 free throws in the first half. And that was something we talked about with our guys. If we're going to win the game, we need to get to the free throw line. We needed paint touches. But I thought, that 6-minute marker stretch there, we took a couple of tough threes. We didn't give ourselves a chance, but to penetrate and get in the paint. I think that really hurt us there because, that's what they want you to do, just kind of like us. They want you to take contested threes, and we needed to be more aggressive.
We'll take the last one from Kelly Hines, please.
Frank, you mentioned, things that you want to address, for next season. Do you expect to be the coach next season? And, how disappointing would it be for you if you weren't given that opportunity?
Well, I have no answer for that. I mean, I don't anticipate not being a head coach.
Do you feel like the last 2 months, of this season, do you feel like those are not necessarily indicative of where the program is right now?
Well, Kelly, we won the conference championship last year. So, and we have 10 new players and we have a pandemic. So if I'm judged on this season based on what we did last year, that would be very disappointing. I do know success is not owned, right? It's rented. You got to pay rent every day. Some got to pay more than others. So I know that. But that would be disappointing to me if that was the case.
Coach, thank you for your time today. Okay, joined now by Tulsa senior guard Brandon Rachal. Just open up the questions. We'll start with Mitch Davis, please.
Good question for you, and I asked Coach this. Talk about the sacrifices you guys have had to make this year just to play the game in college basketball. And, I know it didn't end the way that you guys wanted it to, but how rewarding was it to actually just get to play this season with all the doubt that there might not be a season?
It definitely, this year definitely showed us you can't take anything for granted, any game, any practice, or any season. And, I was grateful to be able to get out there and have a senior, have a season and be able to get out there with my teammates and my brothers and compete every night. And, even though it didn't go the way that we had planned or we had hoped for, I had a lot of fun. And I was just grateful to even have a season.
Go next to Kelly Hines, please.
Brandon, how do you kind of put into context these last few, the last couple of months, these last few games? Have they been frustrating for you? What has it been like?
It's just been, it's been up and down. We had controversy, we had game canceled. It's been a wild season, been one of the craziest seasons I've been a part of. But I feel like if I had to just describe this season, I'd describe it as a roller coaster. I'm not frustrated or anything. I never took anything for granted. I laid it out there on the line every game, and I was always ready to go to war with my brothers, and I know they was ready to go to war with me. So at the end of the day, those times on the court and then times out the court, the time spent with my teammates is what I cherish the most.
Other questions for Brandon, please? Go back to Kelly.
Brandon, obviously you have the choice to come back next season. Have you decided what you're going to do?
I'm not even trying to think about it right now. The season just ended 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. So I'm just trying to enjoy these last few moments, with my teammates, this bus ride, just trying to enjoy them, enjoy being around them, and I'll make a decision whenever that time comes.
Brandon, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.